evening, BrewTube. Happy Homebrew Mother Chucking Wednesday. Yeah, I've got a few things I want to cover tonight, and I'm going to crack straight on into it. First things first, though. Don't want to be without one. Happy Homebrew. I've been banging on about this beer quite a bit. This is the Himalaya Joe on keg now, and it's immense. Absolutely lovely, really, really nice. So sorry for those involved in the Black Beer for Christmas competition that I bailed and didn't put this one in, because I think you'd have been in for a treat, but you know, that's me done blowing my own trumpet. I am humble by nature, and so therefore I shall stay stum on the matter any further. But yeah, to cover tonight, we're going to be at some point racking the this is the what I was calling the astronomical pale ale, because that's what the recipe called it online. It's now Copernicus pale ale. You can do the math on that one if you like, but Copernicus was a mathematician and astronomer, so there's the link. I'm going to be racking that to secondary. I've been so lazy. It's been in primary for about just over 2 weeks. I've had a little look at it and it doesn't look terrible, so hopefully that hasn't done it any ill effects. But I need to get the dry hopping on, so we're going to be looking at that. Dry hopping's in 2 stages, so we've got the first stage going straight in tonight. I'll rack it straight on top of it. No bag, no fun, no frills, just get it in there. The second one is going to be done, I think, either midway or just before the cold crash, and then hopefully the cold crash will pull everything out of it. But yes, we're going to do that. We'll have to take hydrometer readings, see what she finished up at. Started at OG of 1063. So yeah, interested to see how this one pans out, what kind of ABV we've got. What else? I am going to talk to you about grain, one particular type of grain. We'll come to that in a second. It then leads neatly onto a recipe that I've done as well, or created another partial mash recipe. And that in itself, I'll be wanting to talk about the, I think phenomenon is a strong word, the subgenre of IPAs that seems to be taking the world by storm. These New England IPAs or East Coast IPAs, whatever you know them as. The likes of Trillium, Treehouse, Heady Topper being an individual beer that are apparently exponents of this style. So I want to talk to you about that and see what you guys know of it, whether my research adds up, and therefore whether this recipe is a goer. But it's what I'm looking to do for the next beer. So thoughts, feedback, very welcome. So where should we start? Well, let's talk a little bit about this first. Yeah, it's really nice. It's got more chili kick to it than my last year's rendition of this. This is kind of version 2, I guess. It's a little bit more heat on the back of the throat, which I think is quite nice, because I like hot food, and it turns out I like hot drinks as well, hot cold drinks. You do get a lot more cacao nib this year. The coffee's more understated. The vanilla was there to begin with, but I think it's been a little overshadowed. And once again, the cinnamon is there, but it's not like, it's not grabbing you by the wontons and just, you know, in the way that I thought it would. But still very pleased with it. Himalaya Joe is, I think, by far and away the best beer I've brewed, and I brewed it twice. Even fucked it up this time. It ended up stronger than it was meant to and with less volume, but I think that's actually helped. So cheers, and for the 6 guys who in a few weeks' time will be getting a bottle of this, you lucky people, please do tell me what you think. I'll be very keen to know. All feedback welcome. Positive only, negative not so much. So yeah, let's put that down for a second. So we talked about that. Let's crack straight on and get a reading from this. Okay. So the camera went kaput at while I was in mid-flow. I'll edit this back together at some point and staple it and use some elastoplast or whatever to make it all go back to the way it should. I've started racking. I didn't hold off to just put this on camera, so that's happening. I may have to keep staring at this from time to time, because I'm on the manual version of this rather than the the proper job. So yeah, we'll let that do what it's doing for the moment. Everything's sanitised, so that's all good. We'll leave that to go. Yes, moving swiftly on. Malt, grain. I was going to talk to you about something I found. those of us over here in the UK have not had access to this particular grain, to my knowledge, before now. It's a US grain, it originates from Colorado. All you guys in the States will know it well, I'm sure. It's called honey malt. There is apparently nothing else quite like it. It obviously does what it says on the tin, and evokes or gives flavours and aromas of honey without adding too much in the way of colour, from what I understand. You can add up to 30% to your grist, and I was highly surprised and pleased to come across it on the homebrewcompany.co.uk website. So I shall be ordering some as part of my next recipe in the very near future, because I think that might be quite a healthy addition to what the people are calling a New England IPA. Or these are the intensely fruity, full of sediment, full of wheat, full of cloud IPAs that are coming out of the east coast of the States. It's to do with the dry hop stage going in primary while the yeast is still in suspension, and the yeast and the hops do something clever. They put their heads together and they just make these tropical, gorgeous things. Low bitterness as well, because that's the way they are. So anyway, I've probably not done that justice, but that's what I'm aiming to make in my next one. And I've got a substantial amount of honey malt going in. I think it's about 22% of the grist. But as I said, this will be a partial mash, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to go for a 15-minute boil with no bittering hops, just some 0-minute additions, and then I'm going to do a 4-stage dry hop with 100 grams of mosaic. There's going to be a little bit of Citra and Amarillo in at the 0 hops as well. And yeah, I'm not going to go too mad and tell you all about it at the moment, because the recipe is the recipe. But this is going to be a beer called Clouded Judgment, and yeah, that's the working title for it. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. So I'd quite like anyone who knows their stuff on this subspecies of IPA to maybe add weight in the comments below. If you've done it, if you've made one, success stories, failures, you know, where I might be going wrong in my assessment of what they are. And frankly, those of you who've tried them, because I've not. They're not readily available over here. And IPAs coming from the States tend to be a bit sort of like sucking on a tea bag half the time, because, you know, the hops have dropped out where they've been sitting around in warehouses or whatever, or shipping containers and stuff. And I don't think I know of too many exponents of this style currently brewed in the UK. I know the Craft Beer Channel did one in conjunction with somewhere else called Gypsy Drifter or something like that. That looked quite cool, and I used that for a bit of input when I was coming up with this recipe of my own. So yeah, we shall see how all this unfolds. So yeah, I'm going to continue racking this beer now to secondary. Going to throw in some hops, and that's everything really. That's all I really wanted to cover with you. I hope it hasn't been too rambling. I'm sure it probably has. I hope I've entertained some of you, and for those who I haven't, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, signing off, wishing you a wonderful week. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Chin chin. See you later. Bye bye. Oh, before I go, big thank you to Cheshire Homebrew. What a boy. He gave me a shout out. That's my first, and I've got to say, I was all warm and cuddly inside. Thank you ever so much. That really meant a lot to me, and my subscription rate has gone up by 10 or 15 people in the space of about 24 hours. So yeah, lovely thing to do for me. I'm really very grateful. As you know, I don't know you by first name. You didn't know me by first name till I PM'd you earlier. But yeah, I think Dave, maybe. I could be wrong there. I'm going to stop there before I cock it up completely. It could be a Julian for all I know. Yeah, I will be getting a few beers to you in due course. Look forward to trying whatever you happen to send me as well. Anyway, that's it guys. I am done now. Gumby out. Laters.